We face challenges every day. Some are big, some are small. But in the wild, we respect every challenge. We know that underestimating danger can have serious consequences. The same goes for the workplace, especially when it comes to manual handling. You might not be wrestling crocodiles, but lifting heavy objects incorrectly can be just as risky. We're talking about strains, sprains, and serious back injuries. These injuries can take you out of the game at work and in life, just like you wouldn't climb a mountain without the right gear and techniques. You shouldn't attempt a heavy lift without knowing the proper way to do it. Respecting the load means understanding what you're dealing with. How heavy is it? What's its shape? Where are you taking it? Answer these questions before you even think about lifting. This is about survival, about making it home safe every day. Think of it like sizing up a river before crossing. You wouldn't just jump in without checking the current and depth. The same goes for lifting. Take a moment, assess the situation, and plan your move. Remember, in the wild and the workplace, preparation is key to survival. We've all been there. A heavy box needs moving. Your instinct is to just grab it and go. But in the wild, rushing into a situation can leave you stranded. Lifting is no different. Before you lift, survey the terrain. What obstacles are in your path? Are there slippery surfaces? Is there enough clearance? Just like navigating through dense jungle, you need to identify potential hazards. That narrow corridor you need to navigate with a heavy load, that's your tightrope walk. That uneven flooring, that's your rocky terrain. Be aware of your surroundings. In the wilderness, a good map can be the difference between reaching your destination and getting lost. When it comes to lifting, your plan is your map. Where are you taking this load? Is there a clear path? Do you need to maneuver around any obstacles? Visualize your route. Think about every step you need to take. If you need to change direction, plan those turns in advance. Remember, a well-planned route is crucial for a safe and successful lift. Step 1. Know your limits. We all have limits. In the wild, pushing beyond them can be dangerous. The same goes for lifting. If a load feels too heavy, it probably is. Don't risk injury by trying to be a hero. There's no shame in asking for help. A team lift is always safer than a solo attempt that's beyond your capabilities. Knowing your limits isn't a weakness, it's a survival skill. Just like in the wild, teamwork can make all the difference. Step 2. Close quarters combat. In the wilderness, encountering a predator at close range requires quick thinking and precise movements. Lifting a heavy object too far from your body is like letting that predator get too close for comfort. You lose control, your balance is compromised, and you're wide open to injury. Remember, we're aiming for efficiency and safety, a controlled approach, not a desperate struggle. Keep the load close, like a shield, protecting you from potential harm. This isn't about brute strength, it's about smart handling. Step 3. The waistland. Think of your waist as your center of gravity, your base camp. When you keep the load close to your waist, you maintain stability and balance. It's like carrying a heavy backpack high on your back versus low on your hips. Which feels more stable? Your hips and legs are powerful tools built for lifting and carrying. Use them to your advantage. Don't let your back take the brunt of the weight. Remember, we work smarter, not harder, distributing the load evenly for maximum efficiency. Step 4. Finding your center. Before you lift, take a moment to center yourself. Find your balance. Feet shoulder width apart, one foot slightly forward for stability. This is your foundation. Now, imagine a straight line running from the top of your head down through your spine. This is your lifeline. Keep that line straight throughout the lift. No hunching, no twisting, no unnecessary movements. This is about controlled, deliberate action. Remember, a stable core equals a safe lift. Maintain your center, and you maintain control. Step 5. The knee deep dive. We're about to tackle this lift, but remember, this isn't a wild animal to wrestle. This is about strategy. Think of your legs as powerful springs, ready to unleash their energy. Don't rely on your back. That's like using a twig to lift a boulder. It's asking for trouble. Lower yourself to the load by bending at the knees, keeping that lifeline straight. It's like navigating under a fallen log in the jungle. You wouldn't bend at the waist and risk getting stuck. You squat, engage those powerful leg muscles, and maintain control. Step 6. The grip of a survivor. In the wild, a secure grip can mean the difference between life and death. The same principle applies to lifting. A weak grip is an accident waiting to happen. It's like trying to climb a rock face with sweaty hands. You need a solid hold. Use your entire hand, not just your fingers. Think about how you'd grip a vine for support. You'd use your whole hand, wrapping your fingers and palm around it for maximum contact. This distributes the weight evenly and gives you better control. This is your lifeline to a safe lift. Step 7. Slow and steady wins the race. Out in the wild, sudden movements can scare off prey or alert predators to your presence. Lifting is no different. Jerky motions and rushed actions are a recipe for disaster. It's like trying to cross a raging river in a flimsy raft. One wrong move, and you're going in. Lift slowly and smoothly, like a steady current carrying you downstream. Don't rush the process. Maintain control throughout the lift. Remember, this isn't a race. This is about precision and calculated movement. Step 8. Power from the core. As you lift, imagine a fire burning deep within your core, your center of strength. This fire fuels your movement, powering you upward. Don't let that fire die out. Keep your core engaged throughout the entire lift. This internal strength helps protect your spine and maintain your balance. It's like the unwavering spirit that keeps you going when the going gets tough. Embrace that inner power and let it guide you to a safe and successful lift. Step 9. Hugging the horizon. Imagine you're trekking through dense jungle, a heavy pack on your back. You wouldn't swing it around carelessly, risking snags and stumbles. The same goes for carrying a heavy load. Keep it close, like a shadow following you. This means no leaning away from the load, no holding it at arm's length. Remember that lifeline, that straight line from head to spine. Keep it true. Maintain that center of gravity, that connection between you and the load. This is a team effort, you and the weight moving as one. Step 10, the pivot point. In the wild, navigating tight spaces requires careful footwork. You wouldn't pivot on your heel, risking a twisted ankle. The same principle applies to lifting. If you need to turn, don't twist your upper body. This is like trying to change the course of a river by pushing against its current. Instead, move your feet. Small steps, controlled movements. Think of your body as a compass. Your feet are the needle, guiding your direction. Your upper body is the housing, remaining stable and secure. This is precision engineering, not brute force. Step 11. Touchdown. You've navigated the terrain, maintained your center, and kept the load close. Now, it's time for the final descent. Think of a bird landing gracefully on a branch, controlled and steady. Lower the load slowly, bending at the knees, just like when you picked it up. Remember, this isn't a free fall. Maintain control throughout the entire movement. As the load nears the ground, keep your core engaged. This helps prevent sudden jolts and protects your lower back. This is a controlled landing, a testament to your skill and awareness. Step 12. The afterglow. You've done it. You've successfully lifted and moved the load using proper technique. Take a moment to appreciate your accomplishment. Feel the strength in your body, the power of knowledge. Remember this feeling. This is the feeling of safety, of having conquered a challenge with skill and awareness. This is what it means to be a survivor, both in the wild and in the workplace. Carry this knowledge with you and share it with others. Together, we can create a safer world, one lift at a time. Step 13. The survival kit. We've covered a lot of ground, explored the terrain of proper lifting, and armed ourselves with the techniques for safe manual handling. I think of these techniques as your survival kit, your essential tools for navigating the sometimes hazardous landscape of the workplace. Remember those key steps: planning your route, getting close to the load, bending at the knees, keeping a firm grip, lifting smoothly, maintaining proximity, avoiding twists, and lowering carefully. These aren't just rules, they're lifelines. Each time you face a heavy lift, mentally check off these steps. It becomes second nature, a habit that protects you from harm. Just like a seasoned explorer never forgets their compass, you too will carry these skills with you, ensuring a safe journey. Step 14. Lead the pack. Out in the wild, knowledge is shared for the survival of the pack. The same goes for the workplace. Share these techniques with your team, with your colleagues. Be a leader in workplace safety, a champion for protecting yourselves and each other. Speak up if you see someone struggling. Offer guidance and remind each other that safety is no accident. It's a conscious choice we make every day. By working together, by looking out for each other, we create a culture of, of safety, a workplace where everyone returns home unharmed. Remember, the wild and the workplace both demand respect, awareness, and the right skills. By mastering these lifting techniques, you not only protect yourself, but also inspire others to do the same. Go forth, live safely, and lead the way to a safer, stronger work environment.